Hey, guys and girls, and welcome to the Best Better podcast, where we dive into the heart of what makes our communities and lives vibrant.
We're your hosts.
I'm Joelle.
And I'm Abigail. And each month we will explore the pulse of youth culture from the halls of school to the latest in pop culture and everything in between.
Whether we're discussing how to make a difference in your community, tips on leadership, or the hottest trends, we're here to inspire, inform, and engage.
So grab your headphones or however you listen to your favorite podcast and get ready to discover how we can all be our best selves and make the world a little better.
Let's get started. All right, so welcome to the Best Better podcast. I am Joelle.
And I am Abigail.
And today we have some amazing guests today. So we're going to let them introduce themselves. We'll start with you.
I'm Dr. Tammy Kelly. I'm the County Extension Director here in Lenoir County, and I've been here about 20-something.
All right.
And I'm Ashley Chadwick, and I'm the Director for Junior Leadership Lenoir, and it's a program that's in its 15th year this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, so for everyone asking, what is extension?
Okay, Cooperative Extension is easy. We're part of NC State University. NC State University is divided into three parts: research, teaching, and extension. And we're the extension branch, and we are out in every county in South Carolina.
Okay. And what is JLL?
JLL is Junior Leadership Lenoir, and we started as an economic development program, taking the brightest and best from the area high schools. All the high schools in the county are eligible to have students attend, and taking them to different tracks of business throughout the county so that they can one day come back into the county and share their talents and discover maybe job opportunities that they didn't know about and bring their talents back and make this county a lot better. And like Joelle was one of my Junior Leadership Lenoir students, and now he's back.
So excited.
He went off, went to college, worked some other places, but now it's exactly what the program was designed to do. He's back here in the county, giving back to the youth in the county.
Yes, I think that follows perfectly into our next question, which is what inspired you to start JLL?
So I did not start JLL. It started as a project for the young professionals of Lenoir County, and I started getting involved in the second year. And over time, people, I mean, I don't technically qualify as a young professional anymore, but people,
You're a young professional.
but people, weren't able to do it. And I think I was involved in a youth organization in high school, and I didn't have the best home life in high school. And it really helped save me, like kept me on the straight and narrow, and, kept me doing the right things and kept me around positive people. And I feel like if you're surrounding yourself with like-minded, positive people, that's going to be helpful for you. And so, every year when I get a little bit tired or, I just think like this means a lot to these kids, and they really pour into me too. I mean, it really excites me. It frustrates me when I hear people say that the youth, this generation doesn't know. Like our youth are so incredible and inspiring. And I think if anybody took the time to really spend with them, they would feel the same way. And so I love it. People keep asking me, is this going to be your last year? Is this going to be your last year? I'm like, no, I have no plans to stop anytime in the foreseeable future. So.
Well, I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. And I think that programs like JLL and 4-H are important in our community. So Abigail, can you tell us, I know it is it's our inside joke, one of the most dreadful questions. What is 4-H? Because 4-H is so many things.
Yes.
Can you give us a synopsis of what 4-H is?
Yeah. So Joel and I do always joke that is a very hard question to answer because 4-H is so many things. And I feel like over the years it has become more and more and more. But just on the basis, 4-H is a youth organization for youth ages 5 to 18, and we quite literally do a little bit of everything, but everything that we do hands-on. So our motto is learn by doing, and basically what that means is we want our youth to be able to learn things by actually experiencing it instead of just by instruction and, being taught to and things like that. So we do literally a little bit of everything. We do animal projects, we do presentations, we do community development, leadership, um,
Now we do
everything.
podcasts.
Yeah, now we do podcasts. So, but yeah, the realm is so big. But I think overall, our goal is just to empower young people to, just do the best that they can do in life. And literally, again, that kind of ties back into why we named the podcast "The Best Better," because another 4-H motto is to make the best better. So, just letting kids reach their fullest potential.
Yes. So, Tammy, you were a 4-H agent before you were a county director. So, can you tell us a little bit about your view on the evolution of 4-H? How has it changed in your eyes?
Sure. Well, when I was a 4-H'er, before even being 4-H agent, it was even a little bit different then because, well, the opportunities are greater now. There's so many things, like Abigail said, we are everything. I mean,
Right.
like you like this, we can find you a program. You like this, if it's your favorite thing, we can help you. So I think that, and some things have narrowed down. Our 4-H program has gotten more, um, we got more rules and stipulations now than we used to. So where we could take 50 kids to camp now, we can carry 10 or 12 per
Right.
county. So those things have changed a lot. We still do a lot of school enrichment. Y'all do too. So that's all great. And teachers love it. I mean, you can never give them enough
Yes.
4-H school
Yeah.
enrichment. And so those are the big things. I just think that the big events are smaller than they used to be,
Mhm.
just because it's more manageable
Yeah.
in today's society.
Because I
Right.
could not imagine taking 50 kids to camp.
We carried 44 because that's what a bus holds.
Okay.
Yeah.
44. And so I carried 44 and three other agents carried 44 and we filled the camp.
Oh my God.
So you want to take 47 kids to Disney World?
Yeah. Y'all go to
More
Disney
kids,
World.
but not camp kids.
That is great because y'all go to Disney World. And tell us a little bit about that experience.
So, kind of in the spirit of of 4-H, I really look at Junior Leadership Lenoir, and it's evolved over the years. And I think um, it's evolved, and I think there are great things about the genesis of it, and then the way it is now. But I really want it to be their program and them get out of it what they want to. So every year, the first thing I do is figure out what everybody wants to do, and try to take them to different tracks of business and job opportunities within Lenoir County, but try to really make it what they might have some interest in. And then one year, they were like, "We want to do something outside of Lenoir County," and I was like, "Okay." And so what do you want to do? And they really were interested in learning more about leadership on a global spectrum. And so we did some research and found a conference in Arizona and found one in Philadelphia. And then we found out that Disney had this thing called, at the time, the Youth Education Series, the YES program. It's since rebranded to Imagination Campus. And I was like, let's do
That's
it.
good.
Yes.
So, it's a trip that they love, but they learn so much in the process of planning it. So it's making a budget. It's going around and talking to people about, doing sponsorships or buying social media ads is what they're really
Yeah.
doing. It's interacting with business leaders when you're doing. It's learning about your network, because I don't think that's a thing kids learn enough about. It's like your
No.
network
I agree.
gets
Right.
you a long way in
Yes.
life.
Right.
And setting up relationships with people now that you can nurture will benefit you in the future.
Right.
And they learn about the logistics and planning it. And then we go there and actually take class. And I think they learn a whole lot. I've been to the same class now for, I don't know, 6 or 7, 8
Joel missed the trip.
years.
He's still talking
Yes,
about that,
just a
yeah.
disclaimer
Yeah,
that
he
we
was
were
a little-
not a part of the Disney trip when we were in JLL, and I am jealous about it. I want the world to know.
I'm sitting here listening to you describe that program, and to me, you just described the 4-H program.
Right,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the
There's
same
some,
Yeah.
thing.
And that's why, the good doctor here is someone that I, really have a lot of respect for. I look at as a mentor and I was asking just could we use the space here because we have a $0 budget. And she was like, yes. She was like, you should talk to Abigail. And I was like, that would be great. Like, and they are so similar in that
Very much.
they really are about what group of students have at the time. And so Abigail's been a part of our program now for several years, and then Joelle's doing it this year. And to me, that's a full circle moment.
It is.
So
It
that
is.
it is. And now they're just trying to figure out how they can get to Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
know,
go.
right?
And when you say full circle moment, it definitely is because even when we were doing the team building exercises with the JLLU, I was just thinking like, oh my God, like it was like not even long ago that I was literally sitting in the same seats that y'all were. And like the program does help because when I was sitting in that seat, I was looking for, different career ideas and things like that. And I'm literally back where I started. So that's like really a full circle moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Definitely.
So, why do you think that programs like JLL and 4-H are important to Lenoir County youth?
Well, I think building leadership locally is very important. So we've got folks that learn how to be good leaders, how to build relationships, how to plan programs or to plan community. Like when you get the opinions of all your kids to plan your program, that's a good thing for folks to learn. And so that's what I see as future leaders, of course.
And I think too, it's important for, kids to have a lot of sense of community. And also I have this slogan that we use in JLL, like there needs to be some gratitude in your attitude, right?
Oh, I like that. Gratitude and
Yeah, that's a good one. And when these kids go around and they see that the community is really investing in them, they really take some pride in that. And like when we're going around and showing them these unique things that they don't know exist in the community
their whole life.
Right. And they have no idea. They're very proud of that. And then I feel like it makes them, I mean, if you ask a lot of them, Kinston is this wonderful, and Lenoir County is this wonderful place to live, and I don't hear a lot of adults say that a lot of times. And they're very proud of where they come from, and they're very proud that the community has sent them. And it makes them feel really special to have all these sponsors throughout Lenoir County and sometimes and beyond that really believe in them. And I think it's important to instill that in them, and that later as adults, they'll try to do the same thing for other youth. And I think it just creates this cycle of investing in youth. And hopefully that continues. We have a lot of people back here now, and a lot of them are doing either teaching, doing programs like this. But they're all kind of giving back in a way that will help the next generation. And I think programs like this,
I think even the piece about asking for sponsorship and getting it from all these interesting business folks is a real learning experience. And it's also, look what I just did, it's also something that boosts your own, pride.
Right. And they learn how to work together with one another. And, I would tell them all the time, we're all stronger together, and so this group, I mean, those kids are amazing individually, but to see what they can accomplish as a group. I mean, I don't know another organization that goes out and raises $40,000 in 12 months,
Yeah.
and, and we make sure every single dime gets poured back into them, like people ask me a lot, like, well, how much do you make? Dude, I'm it costs me money every like, well, there'll be something and I'll be like, but we really need this. And my husband just like, oh, okay.
He doesn't even.
Like, he probably have no idea.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But, I'm going to make sure we have what we need and all of that. But, it fills my cup. And, I hope that one day it will do the same thing for them, that they're getting what they need now, but also that they'll want to give back. And I think that's a reason why programs like this are so important.
Right.
Yes. And that really goes into our that answer our next question of what do you want you to take away from the experience in JLL? And I think that that is one of the biggest experience that I personally took away is like going back into your community and pouring back into your
Mhm.
community after you go to school or after you get whatever like workforce experience you have, like going back and supporting your community. I think that's a
Right.
huge part and that's really important. Um, so to our next question. So we're going to talk a little bit about our partnership that we have coming up between JLL and 4-H. So we have some, first of all, how many JLL youth do you have?
So it used to be 10 or 12.
Yeah. I think
But
I've been with you
it used to be 12.
I was gonna say for like the
Mhm.
last 3 years, and the first year I did it with you, there were like
20, maybe.
15, 18 or whatever, and then I remember she called me the next year and she was like,
I remember the
"So,
day too. And she was
don't
like,
kill
"Oh
me."
my goodness."
Yeah, she was like, "Don't kill me, but there's 40 of them." And
Oh
then
my
this
God.
year she said,
There's
"Don't kill me
47.
again, but there's 47."
We just can't narrow it down anymore.
Look, it is the talent pool, and every year they're like, "Oh, this class is going to be competitive." But it's just the talent pool is unreal. And I said it last year, and I'll say it again this year. Every single student that applied in 3 years, 4 or 5 years ago would have gotten in.
Mhm.
And it's just gotten so competitive because more people are finding out about it. Maybe we're just like the fun thing to do right now. I don't know. Maybe we're trending. I don't know.
Oh,
And
I like that
I just
idea.
kidding. But like it's a thing. I think the trip entices a lot of people, but I also think it's the fellowship with
Yeah, I do.
other high
Oh, yeah.
school students at other schools. And we've been really lucky that both the private and public schools are very supportive of us, and the high school principals and the counselors have really encouraged people to apply. We have more applicants this year than we've ever had, almost 70, and it's really it I have so many sleepless nights, like, trying to figure out what we're gonna do, that they now have to interview, and select, because I can't think about it
Right.
anymore.
Right.
And sometimes people get upset, like, this person is really great. They're all really great,
Yeah.
but it
Mhm.
has to be the right mix of people. You have to have more outgoing people, and you have to have more shy, reserved people, and it really takes all those kinds of people to make a
Mhm.
really
Right.
great team,
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we did
Yeah.
the personality colors, and I tend to have a lot of orange, orange, more
Very
bold
outgoing,
people.
Yeah.
yes,
But I feel
extroverted.
like this year we had a better balance
Yeah.
of other colors too. I mean,
Right.
it's still the most orange, but we have a lot of blue and golds, and even a lot more greens this
Mhm.
year. So I feel like maybe we're doing a better job of like selecting a balance. But
Mhm.
it's a
Lot of kids coming through here for this interview.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
would not
Yeah.
want that job.
Yeah.
No,
oh, it was
that must be hard, like having to tell even most minimum amount of you know.
Right.
Mhm.
oh, it's devastating,
Yeah.
and it wrecks me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just have to know that this is the right. I have to have confidence that we've selected the right group,
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, I think too, you have to remember, like, just them going out of their comfort zone to even interview is a learning experience in
Absolutely.
itself. That's something that
And the
takes
application.
exactly
Yeah.
that takes initiative and courage to even put yourself out there. So either way, they're getting
they're
a
getting
learning
something
experience.
either
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
it's just you know
Hard.
It's hard.
It's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
and normally the kids are fine, it's their parents that get
Yeah.
and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, understandable. Right. And
My
yeah.
baby didn't get in. Like, well, your baby's fantastic. It doesn't have anything to do with the quality of child that
Right.
So you'd have to take 'em
reared.
all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just I have to stop at some point, and
So you're talking about how it's hard and everything, and you guys can both answer this question, but what keeps you motivated to continue, working with these kids and doing this every year?
I get motivated by y'all. my staff.
Mhm.
It's what motivates me. I think when I see what everybody's doing on staff and how creative this podcast, I mean, that's what motivates me. It
Yeah.
keeps me working even after retirement.
Timmy can never leave.
Yes, we don't never want her to go anywhere.
One day. We're going to put your name on the
Yeah, literally.
I got a kitchen.
For me, it's really that, I I have a mix of kids. So I have kids that have great supportive parents and they get everything that they can and their parents pour into them, and that's fantastic. But every year I'll have a couple of kids that don't have that. And those are the kids that really drive me to like, this kid needs this. They need this. They don't have a lot of maybe their mom works a whole lot, and so they don't have somebody reading over their college essay, or they don't have somebody writing them a recommendation letter, or telling them there's this program at Lenoir Community College, or there's this job here that your skill set would be great for. And it's those kids that really drive me to keep going. And then, the logistics of dealing, with 47 now teenagers is a lot too, but they're all just so remarkable to me, every single one of them. And I'm so proud of all that they do, and I call them my babies, but that's really who they are. And, have relationships with them now, and
That's what I was about to say is you follow up a lot.
oh yeah.
To college through interviews through all, because I've met with you before with college interviews, kids that have been in your program. So you follow up.
Oh yeah. I try to do as much as I can. I used to go to everybody's everything when they were 12. I was at but I can't do that for 40.
Not for
But I,
40.
right. But I go to as much as I can, have several of them are participating in Distinguished Young Woman this weekend. And I was just talking to somebody about, I have several of them in the play coming up at North Lenoir. And I'm going to a volleyball game to watch some of them today when I'm here. So I try to, every day that I'm in Lenoir County, try to do something for one of them,
At some school.
Yeah. At some school. My own is at North Lenoir this year. Sorry about my green. Not sorry.
Well, green can go for both kids to high
That's
and
right.
North
It
Lenoir.
can, and I have the most kids and high kids I've had in a long time this year, and I'm very excited about that. Just some great talent there, and they have a new guidance counselor that really pushed the program this year, and so I'm really excited to have some great representation from there. We also have kids from Arundel Parrott Academy, and then from Lenoir County Early College High School, and North Lenoir and South Lenoir and Kinston High. So we have a lot of representation.
Yeah. And we are so excited for them to become a little co-host on our podcast, because they're going to be doing like the first 5 episodes with us, and we are so excited about that.
Oh, and you have some real talent. So 2 of them
Yes.
already have their own podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Called PB and Hey.
Oh my
Shameless plug.
Yes. Check them out. They're amazing.
Yes,
Right.
follow PB and
But
J.
that's their initials, Parker Ball, so PB, and Hayden, so PB and Hey, and they are hilarious. So I'm trying to see if they can do your first one, because I mean
That will be
That would
fun.
be so
yeah,
Yes.
they're
That would be
hilarious.
so cool. So, since y'all have done so much with Extension and 4-H and working with JLL and these youth development programs, how has working with these organizations changed or affected you in a personal way?
Wow. Ashley.
I'll get emotional.
I will too.
Oh,
I see
no.
both of y'all already. And everybody knows I can't even talk at the Rotary Club anymore. I start crying every time. But I mean, it really is just, it keeps me going sometimes. It's like, I see Joelle doing great things. I see these people doing great things. I'm like, look at these babies. Like, they're just doing all of these incredible things. And I don't feel like we always celebrate that enough. We celebrate sports a lot. And look, my son's an athlete. Like, I think that's wonderful. And we celebrate academic achievements a lot. And I think that's wonderful too. But there's all these other things that kids are doing, starting clubs at their schools, doing volunteer work,
Mhm.
just being a leader sometimes even in their household and
Right.
like taking
Yeah.
care of their siblings and, you know, a kid that's working at Bojangles 30 hours a week and
Mhm.
helping take care of her family
And make it straight A's.
and making
Right.
straight A's, like,
It's a lot.
that's yeah, so inspiring, but it changes me as a person, like, it puts a smile on my face, and it when I think I'm having a hard day sometime as an adult with, like, adult things, and then I look at some of the things that some of our youth are dealing with, and they're just powering through and positive, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, so
I think same when you're really tired and you're like, I cannot do this one more time, and you get a note or
Mhm.
see a picture of somebody doing something. That's just like, wow,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
worth it's worth
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Seeing your impact.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is that something for you as well? Just being able to see your impact?
Yeah, definitely. Just, having kids literally, like, I just think of whenever I was a kid and, how something had to impact me so much for me to be like, Miss So and so, I really had so much fun and like I really enjoyed this and just getting that, from a kid that's as young as
Oh, Miss
5.
Tammy Kelly, you remember me? I'm like,
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly, exactly, and, just seeing, and it's just seeing them grow up. I mean, I've
Yeah.
only been here for a couple years, and I have just seen so
like this
many.
one right here.
Yeah, like, you've seen him from the beginning, but just seeing, like, over the past, like, 3 or 4 years, kids just literally growing into adults and seeing all the things that they're achieving and, um just being proud and knowing, that they have an appreciation for the impact that you've made on them. That's definitely.
Abigail Spears. If you're her kid that win, you should have. She let
Oh,
me know.
yeah. I'm gonna let somebody know.
She's just like a marathon.
Yes.
Abigail fights for her kids.
I do. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I
For
think that's so
sure.
important for me too. Even like just being in JLL and being in 4-H, like just giving back to something that gave me so much, I think
Mhm.
is very impactful for me. I think that
Right.
makes me so happy.
I think that's why I originally went into 4-H.
Really?
That very reason.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same for me.
Mhm.
So now that we passed the waterworks, we want to
We
know.
escaped.
Yes,
Yeah.
we escaped the waterworks. Now we want to hear some of your funny moments. So
Oh.
give us a funny moment that you had working with you, because as we know, kids are some of the most funniest human beings on
Yes.
the planet. So I know you guys have some stories of the
Okay.
funniest moments you've
That
had.
might be a little colorful.
Sure. Um, well, a lot they like to laugh at me a lot. Um, we so I'm not it's not 15 or 14 years ago, right? Like, I'm an old lady now. And,
Oh my
I just
God.
think, like, whew, they have me do things that, like, like 10 years ago I would've been fine with, and now I'm like, yeah, especially when we go to Disney World, so,
Or they have you
Yeah.
do TikToks and
uh,
things.
Oh, I try not to do that.
but because people are gonna laugh at me, um but last year, they got me on the Tower of Terror
Mm.
at Disney,
Oh my God.
Not a chance.
and I hadn't done it in years. I did it the first year we went to Disney because the anticipation just kills me. The actual dropping part is fine. I'm fine with that. It's the anticipation. And I screamed and I screamed and they video it and they laugh at it. And our picture, I mean, I should give it to you so you can post it.
Yes.
You put insert photo. Literally, and I look like someone is trying to murder. And they're all like doing funny faces and pretending to be scared in the photo. And I'm
You really are.
literally
Petrified.
holding on. It was terrible. So I mean, we have funny moments like that, but a lot of our funny moments are just, we all go eat lunch sometime. Not all of us, but groups of us will go eat lunch afterwards, and they're just joking on each other, and we have a lot of funny moments. And I had Courtney Whitfield, his doctor, Courtney Whitfield. This is not
Wow.
funny, but she's a doctor of pharmacy, and we went to Disney, and people ride the little scooters at
Mhm.
Disney.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at a table, and it's been a long day. We flew in that morning and went straight to a park. So we've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. It's dinner time. We're all, there's about 8 of us sitting around eating, and she's sitting on the end of the table. It's like if this is the table, she's sitting on the end. Out of nowhere, this man on a scooter just comes barreling in and just runs right into me.
Oh my God.
And I'm quite sure you can, but she was laughing. I could not stop laughing. I could not. I was just and there's the look on her face, and he was fine, and he felt terrible, and she was laughing, and she was okay, but just slammed right in
Oh
her.
my God.
It's like,
Out of nowhere.
but that stands out to me as like a really funny moment that I can share that happened.
Most of mine are camp stories. Probably.
Oh my.
Which is why I applied for this job. At that point, you got to stop going to camp. You've got to grow up. It's just silly things like, one kid, his mom would send him every year, and he'd be like latched onto my leg. I'd be dragging him across the floor, like, why do you keep sending him to shop? He does not want to stay. You made him come every year. Stuff like that.
She needed a break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's right. I told one child to sit in that chair and don't move until I get back. Well, apparently she had to go to the bathroom, so she just sat right there and did it.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Well, she did follow directions.
That's what I told you there. You did. It's craziness like that. We have so many stories.
One of my most funniest moments, I think, working in Extension is when I was working in Northampton County as a program assistant. I think everybody knows that I'm not a big farm animal person.
Correct.
That is not my favorite thing. I love all animals, but that is not my favorite. So we were weighing animals for a livestock show, and that is when I've learned 2 things about pigs: that they are big and that they are fat. And one almost clipped me down at the ankles, and I'm just like fighting for my life in this pig pen. And everybody is like getting the biggest laugh out of it, but I am like in turmoil. I'm in turmoil. It was so hilarious, but that's one of my funny moments. So do you have any funny moments to share, Abigail?
Well, I have a few, but I feel like a lot of my funny moments are with other coworkers in our office.
Oh, for
Because we
sure.
just laugh all day long, like especially me and Joel.
Yes. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah.
I always joke. I said, Abigail, we really got to get us like a drive-through sliding window with our
Yes,
offices.
our offices are connected, and we talk all day long, but we're like, we need to cut out a little hole in the
There's a
wall
hole in the wall.
so we can like see each other when
Yes,
we're
and we're like,
talking.
Abigail.
Yes.
So closing our show for today, we like to do at the end of our show is a mindful moment where we give encouraging and inspiring words to our viewers. So this mindful moment is going to be for all our youth development professionals, all of our teachers, and other creators of youth organizations out there. We want to acknowledge the incredible work that you're doing to shape young lives. Your dedication and passion to making a lasting impact, even when on those days that it feels challenging, is admirable. Remember that every small gesture, every word of encouragement, and every lesson taught adds up to something significant, and that you are planting seeds of hope and resilience into the youth that you serve. So, with that being said, we want to thank you guys for being our first
great.
guest on our
Thank
show.
So excited about this.
And until next time, thank you for watching the Best Better Podcast.